Yo, what's the deal, good people? It's your boy Eric Taylor, Taylor to Astrology, back outside in nature, and I figured it's time to continue my Pluto through the signs series. Been thinking about it, meditating on it, praying on it, got some downloads, and let me explain it. Well, we'll talk about Pluto and Taurus way back in the 1800s, or I got the years. Pablo Picasso was born in Pluto and Taurus. Pluto and Taurus will happen again in 2098 until about June 15th, 16th, 2127. Yeah. 29-year cycle of Pluto in the sign of Taurus. So what is Pluto? It's transformation. It's the soul's psyche, the psychology of the soul, right? It's how we have to evolve and heal through our pain, trauma, and crises. And this is death and rebirth. It's power. It's manifestation. It's control. It's obsession, manipulation, secrets, cult knowledge, secret societies. It's that metaphorical death and rebirth. You know, Saturn is really more about death in the birth chart. But Pluto's very deep, right? The underworld, Hades. Excuse me, I noticed there's a little breeze. You might hear some wind. I'll try to hopefully fix that in editing. Shouldn't be too terrible. Pluto is also, the process of it is very important. And I hope in the future you guys will be more aware of this. There is the whole metamorphosis of surrendering, letting go, letting God, and the Trinity of Trust, as I call it. And my Pluto blog will be at tailored2youcoaching.com soon. But that's going to be from Cancer to Aquarius. When you think of the sign Taurus, it's a fixed earth sign. It is stubborn, practical, pragmatic. It is very grounded, right? The moon's exalted in Taurus because it's the closest entity to the earth. Taurus, the bull, is about classic values, antiques, collecting things, food, speech, ruled by the planet Venus, rules the throat. It's about resources, banking, money, things in the garden, right? The plants, the vegetables, the fruits, the things in the earth, the meat. Taurus is very much about pleasure and beauty and the five senses. It's very tactile, right? Well, when you have Pluto in the sign of Taurus, this very well may be a time of new foundations of this earthly experiment. Pluto is extremely mysterious and transformative. And as the years go on, it wasn't discovered till 1930, but as the years go on, we learn more and more about it and understand it in our lives for the collective. It's an outer planet, and how to work with it and how powerful and magnetic, keyword magnetic, it is. That it vibrates and permeates through our soul and our psychology. Well, just peek into the future, as I'm trying to present for you today in 2098, that 29-year cycle to 2127, we may very well, we think that Uranus through Taurus with this North Node experience is hashtag New Earth. Well, Pluto may actually be that in 2098, because we'll be coming off of Aquarius, Pisces, and Aries. So, a little shot into the future, you know, may have us maybe in a new beginning or new utopia after, who knows, maybe civil war or chaos or some sort of technological advancements that go too far, where we get back to the rare essence of the earth, where we are valuing just exactly what the earth intended us to do, which is to maybe be civilized, but to live in perfect harmony with the trees and the grass and the garden and the fruits and the vegetables and the ocean, to really heal from the traumas that humanity and so-called advanced civilization brought to this planet. Especially when we know in ancient times, you know, that civilization may have been way more advanced than we are even now. Way back in thousands of years ago, or maybe millions of years ago. Just imagine eating a pear or an apple or an orange, and it literally hydrates your body, and blackberries and raspberries and cranberries, blueberries, out in the wild or on your farm, and drinking water, natural spring water, and feeling the life force, energy, and the healing just flow through your body. That's what I can imagine Pluto and Taurus in 2098, because I won't be here. I might be here for Pluto Aries though, you know, the beginning. But if I'm here for Pluto Taurus, then wow, amazing, right? But just feel that, right? The five senses, because at this point we may be existing in 9D or 6D. We might be able to heal just with our finger. We may be able to heal just with our mind. Just to literally speak things and they manifest in front of us. You know, there's no more illusions of the veils and the holograms and the this and the this and that, and the only thing that's brought up is really, sorry, the bugs are loving the lotion on my legs, but you know, it makes you think of being the genius toddler, exploring and touching the earth and touching a tree and absorbing its stories and wisdom of our ancestors, and being able to hear things that the birds and all the life forms are speaking to us. Pluto and Taurus could really just be practical living where everyone is going camping. You know, that it's not about big homes and, you know, that type of stuff, that it's more about the economy or the money and the banking and the digital currency, that maybe even that gets totally destroyed and rebuilt back in the sense of having barter and trade. You've heard me say it a million times, right? If I have strawberries and blackberries, and you've got kale and spinach, and we trade, and we both have fruits and vegetables. Isn't that what real collective humanity, the one human race, should be about? That we have each other backs, that there's not this competition, these jealousies and envies and power trips, and that there's this group collective sitting down in the grass. And I'm not trying to be all kumbaya, you know. I mean, the nature of man is to, you know, be the best version of themselves, but that doesn't mean that it has to come with greed. And if I have more, that I make you have less. That's a myth, that's a lie, that's an illusion. So, you know, we might be at a place where maybe we're sharing this earth with other light beings that are not here to hurt us, but to advance us. And maybe as human beings, we internally advance, which externally benefits everything of Earth. Knowing that it's not about inanimate figures, everything is living. The soil, the rocks, the grass, the trees, the leaves, the fruits, the vegetables, the bees, the animals, the fruits, the birds. That everything is beauty and pleasure. Everything is manifested from the Taurus Venus speech. That everyone has a song to sing. And everyone has got something to offer to the collective. That the material items and all of the objects that we use are to benefit the entire collective. It's not far-fetched to create this. It's got to be a collective mind shift to advance humanity in a powerful way that's really beneficial to everyone, that's loving to everyone. And so Pluto in Taurus is really going to have you probably reformulating what is it that you actually value, how you value things, why you value things, and for what purpose. How are things being transmutated to advance the collective in a way that everyone has value and everyone is valuable, and that we can find pleasure and beauty in the smallest of things, in a small berry. You know, and I'm not saying that we're just out living in the woods or wilderness. No, we might be like more advanced, that we know how to have grass and gardens in these container type homes that give vegetation and all types of life, but that we can, create it so that everyone gets to tune into that. The only limitations that we really have are the ones that are self-imposed in our mind. And I'm not absolving the power structures and systems in terms of manipulation and control and influencing and enslaving people and poisoning people and that type of stuff. But won't Pluto in Aquarius and Pluto in Pisces potentially morph, edit, correct, subtract, and change that? We'll see. And Pluto in Aries, it could all come to a head to start anew. So then Pluto in Taurus would have you gather the true materials connected to the world's garden to really tap in to our speech and senses, to our food, to our physical reality. And that, we can't even fathom what that could be in 2098 or 2107 or 2123. And I hope that there's still a YouTube or an Odyssey or a Rumble or a Patreon that you can get my insight, wisdom, knowledge, and truth and love. But I do know that the Taurus archetype, yes, it's stubborn and practical and pragmatic, but there is a true essence of sensuality and spirituality that is totally misinterpreted and misunderstood for the most point in 2022. And it needs to be understood that the first earth sign is exalted in the moon. It's about the building foundations of just the basic needs that you would have when you are a toddler. And so there's beauty in having a first taste of applesauce, or the first time you have a pomegranate. My mother, who was a Taurus, used to give me, my sister and I, pomegranates when we were kids, and I loved them. And who knew how they're so healthy for you? But that's what I see over the horizon for Pluto and Taurus in 2098. Expect the unexpected, but create the reality with intention and learn to surrender, let go, and let God. And the trinity of trust with Pluto is always, because it's psychological, you've got to tap into the subconscious mind. So this means increase of the meditation. It means exploring the psychology and healing your childhood wounds, your pain, trauma, and crises, so you can evolve and always evolve. Every day you're alive, you should be learning and evolving. Right? Love is inside evolve. And Taurus is very much food, clothing, shelter. Yeah, they want the finest wine, finest foods, finest this, but it practically values the instinctual essence of survival. So what does that mean to you? You know, there's something about spending time healing in the sun as it rises in the morning and hearing the earth sing. The earth sings every day. So, you know, you've got to tap in and sing with it. With the birds, with the grass, with the flowers. These are the cycles of life. And Taurus is so tactile, and that fixed energy is to push through and to overcome and to embrace and to grow and change whatever comes its way. And it needs a push from Aries, and then it needs to evolve into Gemini. And so maybe that 98 to about 2108 is the Taurus deacon, and it could be more about establishing, you know, the self-worth and the values and, you know, the senses and the superior senses. And then the 08 to 18, 19 may be more about the Taurus Virgo, where it's getting back in touch with all of the vegetation and what's best for health. What's the most practical way to evolve in love for the collective with the wheat, right? The herbs, the food and the medicine. Virgo the Virgin. Thinking about all of humanity. And then 2118 to 2127, the Taurus Capricorn deacon, building the right foundations, whether it's an elevated farm, whether it's, I don't know, creating or putting energies, I hear you, B. Putting energies into foundational structures that house collectives, but have the food, the water, the light, and the materials, the resources that take care of 50 people in one home. Right? You think about Saudi Arabia is building like this tower, these communities that are going to be built bigger than the World Trade Center, but they're going to be like these, I don't know, like it's wild because it shows you a glimpse of the future where everything from schools to shopping to entertainment is in the same place where you live, and you just go to different floors for that. And so it's, you know what I mean? It's experimental, and we'll see what happens. And, you know, they've even made mini designs of showing how it would be in New York City and in America and different countries. But, you know, that could be some Pluto Aquarius stuff that really becomes the norm in Pluto Taurus. But why can't we teleport and go get a special herb or fruit from West Africa? Or, you know, why can't we, you know, morph and then just go to Denmark or Venezuela or Belize or Jamaica or Aruba? Don't be afraid to dream. Always be pragmatic, practical, and realistic, but never limit the evolution of humanity and your soul to always evolve and vibrate from love. Yeah, Venus in Taurus and Libra, it's telling us a lot about the earth and relating. And so in Taurus, it's really talking about the earth and our values, which leads us to relating to others, right? Because the self-love and self-worth and knowing, what you really value then allows you, right? You put on the mask for yourself, then you can go and extend it and help others. So, I don't know. Are you ready to sing with the earth? Are you ready to change your values? What if you could understand what the bird just said? That foreign language of chirping was transcoded through new ears. You never thought about that, huh? That's what I'm here for. So this is a little glimpse. I think it's destroy and rebuild, healing, and it's really about resources, and money might be more not about a digital coin or paper or a silver coin. Money may be with love and values and what you're willing to exchange and provide and speak to one another. These are deeper concepts, but you have to be open to considering, because the world has rapidly has been changing since 2012, right? Since the Mayan prediction. And we don't know where it's going in 2030, 2050. But we see the evolution. We see the shift. And your job as a global, universal citizen connected to God is to connect back to nature, to ascend and vibrate in love, because nothing else matters. I'm here to testify. I know love, meditation, and prayer got me out of coma. And I know how important the heart is. And to every day be fixed and stubborn and practical about how you connect to God, the universe, and nature. Stay blessed. And I hope you receive me well in 2098. I'm Eric Taylor. Just a Pluto and Virgo gentleman. Pontificating about Pluto and Taurus. With love, compassion, intelligence, and wisdom. Value yourself and make yourself more valuable, which means you have to embrace getting uncomfortable and contemplating new ideas and new knowledge. Don't always stick your head in the sand, because you're missing what's going on up there in the bright, beautiful sun. Be the curious toddler. Have the imagination of that 3-year-old, the toddler that's, I can fly. Because you just might be able to. And you can always do that in your third eye. All right, Pluto and Taurus. I'm Eric Taylor, Tailored to Astrology. Check out the Patreon, Tailored to Coaching, same with Facebook, Tailored to Astrology on the IG. That's Instagram for you in the future. You may not have it anymore, who knows? And TikTok, you definitely might not have that. And the Twitter at Tailored2C and at Big 3 Astrology. Thank you. And I hope to see you on November 12th for Astrological Coffee Talk with Eric, 1 p.m. Eastern, 90 minutes over Zoom. I'll teach an astrology lesson. Haven't nailed it down quite yet, but I think it's going to be on Mars and Jupiter. And it's only $15. So you book it at tailored2coaching@gmail.com, and I'll send you the Zoom link and see you Saturday, 10 a.m. Pacific or 1 p.m. Eastern. And I guess Mountain Time will be 11 a.m. Central, 12 p.m. noon. I hope I got all that right. But you just adjust from 1 p.m. Eastern and you figure out from there, okay? You know, that stuff gets tricky for people. I seem to know it pretty well, but, you know. You got this. Pluto and Taurus. Let's take care of, you know, like Sahul Guru, right? Take care of the soil. We're of the earth, return to the earth. We are the soil is us. The water is us. Everything is connected. So let's, you know, embrace it with a humble, positive, intelligent spirit. Bye, Pluto Taurus. Maybe I'll see you in the future. Eric Taylor, Tailored to Astrology. Peace.